right, so we have the follow focus on here. One of the main things we have to do, go back out so you can see this, is we press and hold to get the second menu. Go down to gimbal, slide over, go to operation, wheel, and you want to make sure that the function is turned to the focus so that the wheel is now working with the follow focus. So as you can see, as I rotate the wheel, the follow focus is running nice and smoothly. And it goes pretty quickly, it's pretty accurate. This is the one that originally came with the Moza Air, and it is the larger version. As you can see, it works with the Moza Air Cross 2. Works really well, actually. They now have an M focus, which is much smaller and lighter, so you'll get a lot of that functionality with the lighter weight if you have that one. And a lot of places now sell the Moza Air Cross 2 with the follow focus, the M focus. But like I said, it can use the older one, and it works really well. I'm going to actually turn this on, and we're going to get some footage and show you how that works. But we're looking at focusing from here to her head, back out to the tree. And if I make them quick movements, it does a quick focus. So there, to there, back out, back to her, back to here. There we go, and back. And if we move slow, we can actually progress this from one to the next. So what we've got, this is the Panasonic 25mm, and it's a fly-by-wire lens. So that means if I turn it slow, it will do gradual movements in and out of focus. If I go quickly, it'll move quickly from one focus point to the other. It takes a little finesse to know exactly where that is. So a quick focus back and forth will get you further along in your focus. So you can shoot way back to that tree, like I said, back to her, back to the H6. So the follow focus works really well, and this is the eye focus, this is the large one. So you can see that this rig holds it. The Moza Air Cross 2 handles this rig pretty nicely. One of the things that makes it work for me is I hold like this. I'm left-handed, but it's kind of an odd position. I like to roll it like this, back and forth, and again, zooming with slow or fast to get back to what I need in focus. That's how I do it. Now, other people may find some other way of doing it, but for me this works. And you can see everything is nice and smooth. It works very well with what we're doing. The Moza Air Cross 2 holds this well. I can go back down, pull this up, and shoot from one position to the next. So here's a little thing that sometimes happens. If you're going in a slow movement and you come to the end, and again, that only occurs if you don't have a solid ring like this. I'm going to pause this. If you have one of these on here, these little gears to help do this, it will sometimes hit here. So instead of trying to figure out where that is, because there's no stops on a fly-by-wire that really are trustworthy. Manual lenses, they do work really well. You just set it and you go from one to the next and it locks that rack focus in perfectly. At least until you can figure out how fast you can move to get the fly-by-wire in focus or not. Up until that point, once you come up to here, just either hit this button to lock it in quick, like you're at that point, and then you can play with your focus at that point. You can move back and forth, and you don't have to worry about that hitting. So that's a nice thing about this particular lens is you can do that either through here by just pressing and holding on the screen, and that way you basically set a mark there, and that way you can zoom back out to where you need till you get used to how that rack focus on the fly-by-wire really works. So it works really well. It works with the bigger lenses and such. One thing you do have to worry about, or at least to play with, is this sometimes hits here. With lenses where the actual focus ring is out further away, you don't have to worry about that because you can slide it on the rail further out. But if that becomes a problem, you can simply just move this to another location or mount it on top and have it hanging down. Those are good solutions, and they do actually work. For me, this works just to where it's not touching it. I've got it far enough out to where that doesn't become a problem. And you want to set it up on the rail so that the rail tightens every time that the wheel pushes on this. Because if it's turned wrong, or if you have it turned on the other side, sometimes that movement of the wheel against the resistance will open and unscrew the rail. So you want to make sure that it tightens every time that it moves, and that's really what you're looking for. I hope this helped you, and if you have any other questions on that, I can certainly produce videos for you. This is a real-time shooting. By the way, I'm using the Fifine lens. By the way, I'm using the Fifine lav mic, so you can hear that and how well it's going. It's going into the Zoom F6. Sorry, the Zoom H6. I was looking at the F6. I'm gonna sell my other one to get the F6. I want some of that 32-bit recording. Any other questions, just send them below. I'm here to help you in any way I can and give you some experience that I have. There's construction going on. They're moving boulders around, so, but it took a whole lot longer to film this than it should have. Anyway, I hope you have a great time in your productions, and if there's anything I can do to help, let me know.